I would have never jumped in with Tommy Guns, bro. With his little Boo hanging from his waist, bro. I'm just like, nah, dog, and we ain't doing this. You know what I mean?
No mames, bro. I got the little boo segun. And I'm the boo food. That's babe, homie. Just cause you don't got that shit, don't mean you gotta get upset. Yeah. Wait, just cause I got that, that mean I'm not gangster or something? You know what? Like, I didn't know. And that was a requirement being gangster. You can't be flying. You notice how they're saying this and that about the kid, but what they say is that I didn't earn this crack star on my face, so shut the fuck up already, Sood gang. I feel like all you old heads need to get it through your brain already that us youngsters out here don't give a fuck, dog. Don't try to compare me to your standard, and I'm not your age yet. Stop trying to nitpick at what I'm doing it wrong and right. Wait till I get your age, and then let's see how I'm acting, cause I guarantee you, when I'm an old ass man, you're not gonna see me sliding up on no youngsters hating and doing this and that. No mames, bruh.
Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like a torta with some bad habits. Buy up, buy up. Who's in the wrong? Who's in the right? I don't know. Let's get to the intro. Welcome back to the channel, and if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking, and I appreciate the support. I'm very humbled by it. So who's in the wrong and who's in the right? Well, Lucky started this shit, and this is the motherfucking thanks he gets, right? You know what? Everybody's always entitled to their opinion, but it seems like most opinions are being put out there on social media. You know, no matter what happens, it always seems to make its way to social media, and social media is undefeated. Everyone's going to hear what everyone's thoughts are when they're put out there. Walk out. When you speak it, it is what it is, right? And then all of a sudden, you give people the option of making an opinion. Case in point, here's my opinion, right? And let's see if you agree with me or not, those of you that are faithfully supporters and people that watch me. You know, I've always supported Lucky from Hoodstocks. I always thought he was genuine. I always thought, man, he spoke from the heart, and that this man got his shit together as far as podcasting. You know, what he puts out there, and he stands on it, and it is what it is. And you got to either love it or hate it. There is no in between. You know, Lucky has always shown support for the raza, respect for the raza, no matter if you're from up north, down south. It doesn't matter, with a firm grasp of establishing that he is from Southern California, and that's what he represents. There's no doubt about it. He's a South Sider. Right? Whether he's active in the streets or not, pay that no, never mind. The fact of the matter is he's representing Sood gang, right? And that's what he's doing. Now, Tommy Guns is the exact same way in his representation, but with a little twist. The twist is he's a youngster, and he's absolutely right when he says he's a young head and that old heads be judging. The thing is, you're not supposed to judge anybody on social media because it gives everyone that opinion that obviously, man, these guys got their shit all mixed up and fucked up. When is Sood gang going to get along, right? Why is it that always you see Southerners, and it's just the facts, you see Southerners lately, and this has been going on, I don't even want to say lately, the past 2 or 3 years on social media going at it. You got Blue Devil going at it with fucking Hoodstocks and Royalty. You got Tommy Guns going at it with Blanco 15. You got Swifty Blue going at it with Lefty at some point, and King Little G, and so on and so forth. And it's all these Southerners are beefing with each other. With Tommy Guns, you notice no matter what he says or what he does, no matter who the beef is with or the shit that's being talked, he always has to throw the Northerners in the mix. That's just the upstate mentality, man. That's been the opposition of Norteños for so long that no matter who he's talking about or who he's disrespecting or who he's trying to explain himself to, explain. The full Mexicano comes out, right? No matter who he's trying to explain himself to, he's always got to throw a disrespect towards the Norteños. Oh, man, that's why you didn't earn this crack star. That's why I earned this crack star. Look, man, I don't know if you earned it or not, Tommy. If you did, I guess good for you, right? At the end of the day, you say one thing and then do another. Who do I stand with in this debate? It doesn't really matter at the end of the day, man. I think it's foolish to air out bullshit on social media because at the end of the day, like I said, everyone's going to have an opinion and they're going to keep the train rolling. They keep the train rolling, right? And that's what's going to happen. Tommy Gunz does run around with a lafufu. And I've always wondered why he has a little fucking toy attached to his pantalones, right? Why are you running around with a fucking stuffed animal, homie? You got a stuffy on you. I don't care if it's bait. I don't care if it's fucking a labubu. I don't care if it's one of those squishy fucking Neatos or fucking, what is that? The ones the kids like, the bun, right? I don't care what it is. The fact of the matter is you're a grown man, a gang member that talks about you got a cracked star on your head. Obviously, that means you earned it by taking out a norteño or rushing a norteño or whatever the fucking case may be. And at the same time, you're running around with a fucking stuffy hanging from your pants. That's why people like Lucky feel the way they do. That's why Lucky says, look, man, I ain't fucking with this cat. I would have never put this dude on the hood, on the set, on the barrio. This dude is running around with a fucking stuffed animal hanging from his pants. Oh, that's just swag. I don't know what type of fucking TikTok viral moment you're having wearing a stuffed animal from your pants. But obviously, man, you can't run around wearing chanclas, a stuffed animal, and telling security officers on fucking innocent civilians. You do that, your gang card's going to get pulled. It's going to get revoked. Just because you can rap like Dr. Seuss don't mean shit. That's what these guys, that's the problem with these youngsters nowadays. Not all of them, but Tommy definitely fits that younger mold, right? That's gangsters like Lucky, people like myself that were once part of the life, and people that have really put in work or done things on behalf of their organizations or groups. Look at a Vato wearing chanclas, quick to pull out his phone and fuck, I'll fuck your baby's mama, right? She ain't gonna fuck you. You got a stuffy. What are you gonna do? Give her that stuffed animal? That Vato's always on point. Valentine's Day, he got you, just unclips it. Here. I know it's SpongeBob, but it is what it is. Happy Valentine's Day. That Vato's already ready. He's prepared, right? Look, you can already tell Tommy's the type of Vato that did the ice bucket challenge, that slap you in the face with a tortilla, all the little viral fucking moments. All the little challenges, the TikTok challenges, that Vato was involved. And now he's running around like one of the island boys with a stuffed animal hanging from his fucking chorra. Look, bro, the moment I seen you with Magnum condoms in your mouth, I knew that's a different level right there. That's a different element. And to sit there and say, and why is the old head judging you? I think he was having a conversation. And in the moment he was asked a question, you know, whether he thought you were that gangster, and based upon reading a book by its cover, he did that. You got a stuffed animal hanging, bro. Anything you say after that doesn't really matter. And I know you said, well, Gunner, you got Chucky in the back, but Chucky got a knife, a gold chain, and some lokes on. That motherfucker, you know, come on now, stop it. Look, at the end of the day, man, I could appreciate Tommy Gunz's gangbanging or lack thereof, right? And I could appreciate Lucky's, you know, observation on the fella. But the one thing that trips me out the most is all the beef and the back and forth with Southerners, right? With Southern raza. You know, back in the days when I went to a prison yard or even the youth authority, I knew what to expect. Southsiders were very professional. They were creased up. They had the motherfucking bald head shining. You knew they had metal somewhere on that yard buried. You knew beyond a shadow of a doubt they were a vicious, violent group that would get off where they were mad at, and they looked the part. Now, looks can be deceiving. You don't have to look a certain way. You could be dressed in pink, like the Pink Panther, and still get off where you're mad at. But at the end of the day, man, you got to understand that back in the days, the lifestyle that I came from, you could tell who was who and what was what. You just knew. You weren't going to see a fucking grown man running around the streets with chanclas on and a fucking stuffy hanging from his fucking crotch. It wasn't going to happen. First of all, what were you doing looking at that man's crotch? You know, is that stuffed animal meant for here? Look here, look here. Is that what it is? This is the looky boo boo, the looky a boo boo. Look, all that. It's not even the boo boo. It's bape. Man, fuck bape, right? So what? You want a fucking baked animal? It doesn't make it a difference. It's still filled with cotton, soft, Charmin. That's what it is, right? This dude Tommy Gunz runs around disrespecting norteños. You guys can't come to my area. You guys can't do it. They just did a big old fucking concert in your area. You didn't even show up. All that north, south, back and forth shit is looking very foolish. It's looking foolish on all sides, on all fronts, man. And I got a video coming pretty soon where I'm going to tell you from the northern aspect of how fucking foolish it is and how wild it has gotten in 2026, because I never thought I would see Norteños create a podcast just to disrespect Southerners every day. That's wild, right? It's not only is it wild, but it's against the total belief system of a Norteño and the Norteño movement. That's just the truth. And the Southsiders are the exact same way. Why does Tommy Guns always have to bring up Norteños no matter who's talking about him? Wasn't a Norteño saying anything about that, dude. That was Lucky, a Southsider from Southern California, from Nella, Northeast LA, man, that had an opinion on the youngster and feels the way he feels, and I'm sure will stand on it. You know, I think this all stems from the fact that Tommy Guns went on No Jumper and basically wasn't invited to Hoodstocks, or if he was invited to Hoodstocks, got his card pulled because he keeps going on No Jumper and he's over there fraternizing with Adam 16, the guy who likes to talk to 16-year-olds. That's just what it is. Not allegedly, Adam admitted it. Motherfuckers still fuck with him. That's crazy. What more does that man have to say? That man said he'll tell on you. That man admitted that it was Canada. It's legal in Canada. And you still condone it? Weird, wild, right? But as far as a beef going on, we know Tommy Guns don't want to see Lucky from the shoulders. We know that will never happen. And we know he's not going to pull up to Hoodstocks because he's no longer invited. And why is he no longer invited? Because Lucky said any Southsider or anyone that represents Southern California, man, in a Mexican fashion, right, that decides to go on No Jumper are not allowed, nor are they invited to his podcast. He didn't say something was going to happen to you. There was going to be repercussions. You were going to get blackatted, jumped, beat up, removed, DP, none of that. He just said, hey, if you go over there, I don't want you over here. And that's stemming from his beef with Adam talking shit about him, questioning his standings within the Sureño movement, all kinds of different things that man did. So look, in my belief system, in the timeline that I was born in, right? Southern United Raza. That means all Southsiders were united. Whether if you're from a different barrio, whether if you're from a different thought process, a different timeline, whatever. Sur meant Southern United Raza. That means once behind them walls, all Southerners are united. And believe me, I've been behind plenty of them walls since I was a kid all the way to an adult, and I've seen them very united. Now, I've seen, of course, a lot of politicking and a lot of fucking removals and a lot of things, but that's their politics and their business within their own people. But on a whole, they're united against everyone on the yard. Let me say that again. They're united against everybody on the yard. In the same instance, you have the Norteños on the other side of the yard, united as well, organized and united. So if you're united together, prison yard, streets, not too much of a big difference. A Southerner is a Southerner, period, right? How the fuck are you going to have a homie with a podcast that is being disrespected by a white man, brother, right? Being disrespected, getting his fucking integrity, his pride, his standings within his neighborhood tested. And this dude's instigating, racial things towards Lucky, trying to get Lucky whacked and hit and beat up and saying that Lucky didn't pull up to a fight and all these different things that this man's doing. And when this guy says, hey, if you're a homie, don't fuck with that dude. If you're supposed to be Sul Gang and you're united, then you should unite with the homeboy against the opposition being that man that's talking shit about a Southerner, right? But that ain't the case. Dudes are like, whatever, that's their business. It's always that's their business. That's their beef. I'm good. Whatever helps me. Right? Well, what isn't going to help you is the fact that if you get incarcerated, which I know Tommy Guns is looking at a little year, he says, right? And people are going to question, hey, homie, why don't you rock with the homie? Why were you over there going against the homie's fucking wishes? Why were you over there chilling with the dude who disrespects homies? Why were you doing that? See, Tommy, being young isn't an excuse, bro. That shit only gets you so far. When you go to a prison yard, a county jail and everything, that young shit don't work. Why you got a stuffed animal right there? Because I'm young, eh? I'm fly and I got swag. Yeah? Well, guess what? Now you got a knife. Go stab that dude for acting stupid. That's how it is. You might get a little love in the beginning. All right, he don't know better. The next day, he knows better, right? So I think Lucky was looking at it from a aspect of, look, bro, that dude doesn't make the cut. He's not cut from the same cloth, and he sees something in Tommy Guns, and it could be a little animosity because Tommy's over there chilling with Adam. Let's just keep it real. But at the end of the day, to air the dirty laundry out on social media, YouTube, any type of social media platform, is an ugly look, especially when you have all these Southerners that are going at it on the internet, arguing, beefing. Like, that doesn't look too united to me. I'm just being real. That doesn't look like the image that you want to portray or put out there that's going to further your movement or your cause. You know, back in the days, people used to be intimidated. You know, there's an old saying, I'd rather be feared than respected. And then there's those dudes that are respected and feared, right? But that, I guess, the mythology of this group is fucking vicious and violent and there's no flaws is starting to dissipate on all fronts for all gangs because of social media, because of things that come out of people's mouths, because people are literally that argue. You know, you got Tommy Gunz, he was in there whispering, sound like a little, let's listen to it one more time. Devonta said, why are you so mad at me? You're an old head.
I would have never jumped in with Tommy Gunz, bro. This little tilla-boo-boo hanging from his waist. Bro, I'm just like, nah, dog, and we ain't doing this. You know what I mean?
No mames, bro. I got the little boo-boo segun. And I'm no boo-boo food. That's babe on me just cause you don't got that shit. Don't mean you gotta get upset. Yeah.
Just because you don't got that shit doesn't mean, look it, bro. Stop it. Stop it, bro. You think Lucky can't go buy a fucking 100 Labubu's and hang them from his waist? I'm sure he can. You know, Tommy Gunz, you got paid $150 to perform at fucking a car wash. Stop, bro. Just leave that man alone. The fact is, to even acknowledge you feel some type of way about that. Ah, fool. That's not a Labubu. Why are you explaining yourself to another grown man? That's not a Labubu. That's a bait. You don't explain yourself. You look, say, hey, dog, you got a problem? I'll pull up to your podcast and we could talk about it. That's what a man does. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. That's just what I'm saying. But, you know, we all know at this point in time, man, Tommy Gunz seems to be outcasted. You know, he thinks running around in LA, he's getting embraced and the Southerners got love for him. But I'm going to go back to that old saying, man, shout out to the upstaters, man. But there's always going to be that difference, right? That goes like for Vatos from LA, man. I remember doing time with Vatos from LA. I could see it from the outside looking in. It was plain to see. Vatos from LA, they felt they were the mecca of gangbanging. That's where it all started, man. They treated other dudes from other fucking counties and areas different. They thought they were more superior to everyone. That's just how it was. Not only the Norteños, but everyone. So I could see Tommy Gunz running around there, man, and eventually his bullshit's going to catch up to him. He's going to go to some party around some place where they're going to be like, look, bro, we don't give a fuck if you're a rapper. You're from up there, eh? And that's all that matters. No, but I'm a homie from up there. We don't give a fuck about that. I'm telling you. It just is my opinion. So who's right and who's wrong? I felt Lucky should have never said anything bad about him. But again, it's his podcast. He's going to do what the fuck he wants to do. And as far as Tommy responding, that's just a perfect example of why the Norteños are over there podcasting, saying all the Southsiders are arguing all the time and beefing. And what does it do? I mean, it doesn't change nothing. No one's getting hurt out of it. But it does take that mystique away from what you're trying to accomplish as a gangster. You don't run around wearing a fucking stuffed animal on your fucking waistband and then have a cracked star, but you didn't earn this, say. You don't know what Lucky done because he's not telling on himself. That's like this dude I interviewed the other day, man. He's a Southerner from Tulare County, man. Shout out to him, man. I like the young Vato. He's got a lot of shit going on, man. And I seen something popped up the other day. And he was like, yeah, fucking, I'm with the homegirl. We're about to hit this buster up, right? And of course, the fucking recording stops as soon as he hits dude up, right? And I don't know if the dude was a Norteño or not. The fact is you can hear something clicking and clacking and all kinds of different shit in this video. And I'm just watching fucking dumbfounded like, damn, this fool's he's just a fucking kamikaze, Jolly Green Giant. He's fucking doing the Miklo, running down the fucking alley with a pipe, right? Mira, fucking Miklo got hard, eh? Right? This dude's running around Tulare County having hard. I guarantee he don't make it too long doing that. Then he does another video talking about, oh, I'm going to go over here out of the area, man, because we just lit this whole place up this weekend. Like, just telling on himself. For what? For clout? For I don't know what. Whatever you do, just do your thing, man, and don't speak on it. It's crazy, right? And I feel Tommy Gunz is like that, too. Like, as soon as the fucking fights pop up, boom, phone. Wants everyone to see, look, I'm gangster, I'm gangster, I'm gangster. I got a cracked star, I'm gangster. I would have fucked your old lady, I'm gangster. Your baby mama. Look at, she can have my stuffed animal. I'll give her my stuffy. I'll give her my stuffy. Give me my rabbit. Give me my rabbit. Right? Come on, man. You know, I see Lucky's point of view. Like, look, bro, this motherfucker plays with toys still. I'm cool. And that swag hanging stuffed animals from me. Maybe it is. I don't know. That's some wild ass swag though. Anyways, man, hey, he says the older heads would never know. They don't understand. The youngsters ain't worried about it. And when he gets older, he'll never disrespect youngsters. That's what we all say, man. The era before us was trying to check us. We're trying to check the youngsters. The youngsters are going to try to check the next up. That's just how it goes, man. So let me know, what do you think? Do you think that this is going to escalate into something big? I don't think so. I think it's just fucking Tommy Gunz getting clowned on by another Southerner, like always. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I honestly and truly believe in, and that's the betterment of all people. A fucking stuffed animal on his waist. I got a cracked star, eh? You know what I did for it? What? Suck someone's chorra? Come on, man. This video is sponsored by Barrio Liquors in Turlock, California. If you're in the Turlock area, pull up to the Barrio and get you something cold to drink. Also by Sticks and Stones Yard Service in Tucson, Arizona. If you're in the Tucson area, make sure that you give them a call and get a good estimate. We need to support our small local raza businesses. This is the gun. Just my opinion. Bang, bang.